Platinum Pro Wrestling in Fort Lauderdale.
Hey.
Debut show tonight, and they've got one of the top wrestlers in Florida here. Miami's own Dynamite Didi.
Yeah.
So,
hello.
actually, Dynamite.
Yes.
Where were you born? Because Miami is your home, but there's also another home.
Listen, Miami's my hometown. I always rep it, but I was originally born in Venezuela. So I'm a fully Latina, a real Latina. I was born and raised there, and I came here around 11. So I've been here longer than over there, but I really rep my Hispanic culture because that's where I grew up and all that good stuff. So.
Did they have wrestling in Venezuela that you know of?
They did, yes. I watched it as a kid. That's kind of how I got, started wanting to do this. So they had it, but it was like a taboo thing. Like you had to kind of know the channels and find everything where to see it. So.
Like an underground type of wrestling.
Oh my God, so hard. And then the last few years that I was there, they completely took it out. So when I got here to this country, that's when I was like, oh my God, wrestling is on. So the love grew for it again. So.
Who did you like when you were watching?
Oh man, Roddy Piper. I know he was before my time, but I was always such a huge fan of him entertainment-wise. Undertaker is one of my top. Of course, Trish, Lita, all that. Victoria. I'm a huge fan of Victoria. Mickey James. Let's see, who else? I used to like Edge. Like, I remember the real reason why I got started was they had a feud. Edge and Taker had a feud. I think 2008 or something, 2006, 2007, around there. And it was during that feud that I really felt something. And I was like, man, I really want to do this. Like, this is what I want to do. So those are the ones I guess I kind of grew up. Johnny Saint. I am such a fan of old school wrestling. I was taught old school, so it's in my heart. Johnny Saint is one of my all-time favorites to watch. So that's a surprise, I know.
But a great surprise at that.
Yeah.
You know, like old school. So
I like
that's
old school British style.
That's awesome.
Japanese, all that good stuff.
So how does one get started in this? Also, I have to ask this now, where did you go to high school down in Miami?
South Miami Senior High School.
So you went to South Miami.
Yes.
Did you play any sports or do anything, cheerleading, dance, or anything like that?
I did cheerleading. I did like drama. I was part of the drama. I did dancing like most of my life. Up until like high school, I did like maybe one or two things here and there, but cheerleading was the thing I did. I played tennis. I kind of wanted to go into the wrestling, like the amateur wrestling, but I wasn't allowed because I was the only girl in the school that wanted to do it. So the coaches were like, oh, if you find another girl, you could do it, and I never could, so there goes that. But I was always active. As a kid, I was always the competitive girl, beating guys up and running.
You were the tomboy.
I was always a tomboy. So I was always an athlete, so that kind of helped.
Not only being an athlete, but you mentioned drama.
Yes.
So did drama help then too, if you think about it? Did it help at all?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's entertainment, so of course it helps. I also did singing. I was in a chorus class. I did a couple concerts, so...
ERA sings. I never knew this.
And that's my buddy.
Well, I mean, come on, we can get Dynamite Didi and ERA to do something, right? And then
I think people would pay for that, I think. But yeah, singing, dancing, acting, everything. I like to do it all.
So then how do you, as this tomboy who can dance, who can sing, you're doing the tomboy things, you're doing girl things, you're doing everything.
Yeah.
And how does one go about getting started in pro wrestling then?
Well, I think I was 20, I was 19, 20 when I was like, you know what, I tried dancing again after high school. I tried it like a little bit professionally on the side, and I was like, the love is not there anymore. And I think I actually tried cheerleading too. I tried to do like
Miami Dolphins or something like that?
No,
just
like competition.
Competition cheerleading,
yeah.
sure.
And I was like, again, the love's not there. So I got to looking online. I was like, let me see how I can do this. And I found a school, and it was the CCW. Pablo, Dan, all that good stuff. So I went there, I called, I was like, hey, I'm 20, I'm a girl, I'd like to wrestle. They're like, okay, well, sure, come on down. And the rest is literally history. So that's how I got started. I was so intrigued and I looked it up. I didn't even know you could even do that. So, yeah, that's how I started.